All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special WWE Crown Jewel Predictions Panel episode of the BCP Shameless Promo brought to you by, I like that, Kimmy, BCP, our friends at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore located in the Englishtown Flea Market here in lovely New Jersey, Saturdays and Sundays from 8 to 3 p.m. or visit them online. eBay, they got their site, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. Hey, we just put out a commercial for them. You should check it out on YouTube. We got X-Men, superheroes. We got, all sorts of sports stuff, Turtles, Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah, did I mention wrestling, horror, retro video games, all that good stuff? Heather and Dan, thank you for supporting the show. Guys, please give them a follow on social media. Check them out online. And also, we are brought to you by Contest of Champions, getting the sponsors this month, December 3rd in Toms River, New Jersey, where heroes gather. Guys, get your tickets now. We have a fan fest. Kimmy, I might see you in some form or fashion. You work for everybody. We'll see what happens with that. We have a super camp and a wrestling show with an appearance by, he's called the Icon Sting. Matt Cardona will be there. Sergeant Slaughter, Jerry the King Lawler. We got Todd Frazier. We got a lot of big names. December 3rd, Toms River, New Jersey. Get your tickets now and follow Standalone Wrestling on social media. Shameless promo. And now that the bills are paid, please welcome to the show. You know him coming off another perfect performance here on the BCP, the Mr. Perfect of the BCP, the very handsome host of Sweet Chin Musings. You know him from the popbreak.com, the BCP. I'm running out of breath here. Help me out, Mike. How are you, Mike Mueller?
Doing great, man. Doing great, Rob. As always, it is an honor for you to have me on your show. So happy to be here. And I have to say, I'm all about honesty and accountability. I wasn't technically perfect last time, but what does matter is I beat Kimmy. So in the scorebook of life, I'm still winning. And as I always like to say, perfection is not a stat, it's a state of mind. And so you really can't argue with my perfection, because if you say, well, what is perfection? It is me. What am I? I am perfection. And I'm so happy to be here.
Speaking of which, rocking the Always a Heel t-shirt, available now on tpublic.com.
Always a heel, baby.
Always a heel.
Heels have more fun.
And let's take it to Mike's number one fan, giving a lovely thumb. Oh, was that a thumbs down? I'm sorry. I thought it was a thumbs up. You know her from, every free agent promotion out there. She works with the main eventers at the convention. She is Maria Kanellis' personal protege. You know her from the BCP, Kimmy Talks Wrestling, the popbreak.com. The list goes on and on. I'm going to get yelled at for missing so much, but I'm running out of breath. Please welcome back to the show the goodest sister, Miss Kimmy. Kimmy, so cool. Kimmy, what up, goodest sister? How are you?
Well, Mike, you might be perfect, but I have a resume that speaks for itself. I am doing fantastic. We are here. And Mike, I'm going to have you beat this time because I read our little article, your little preview for Crown Jewel, and there's one match that we disagree on, and that's the one that I'm going to win and have perfect predictions over you.
Wow, big talk already. And as you guys know, we got to, we have the Kimmy versus Mike, hashtag fight forever. We got to bring in a debut. We love having debuts here on the BCP. He is rocking his BCP shirt. Please welcome, making his debut, a social media superstar and wrestling aficionado. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Wayne Keener. Wayne, welcome in, man. It's Wayne's World. What's up, bro?
Hey, man, thank you guys for having me. Long-time listener, first time donning the headset, but I'm pretty excited. Crown Jewel is always one of those unpredictable shows because, you got the overseas stuff going on and the way that the storylines are kind of refreshing. So it should be interesting to see what we all come up with.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Welcome. And guys, again, I believe this is going to be Saturday afternoon our time, so we'll check it out. A lot of big time matches. We've seen this event in the past. We see a lot of the pyro, the fireworks. They make this a very grand stage, so should be a very interesting show. What do you guys want to start with? You want to start with a big match, maybe a heavy hitter? I don't know, like Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. People still excited about this matchup. They've wanted it for a long time. They got it. Now we're getting it again. People seemingly very happy with it still. I'm loving Lashley lately. We can say it like every other podcast, like every other show. Brock Lesnar comes and shows up when Brock Lesnar wants. He does what he wants. But does Brock Lesnar take a dub here? Does he take an L here? Does it make more sense for Lashley to win here? Kimmy, I saw you not so excited about this one, but I'm interested where your mind's at for this one.
I'm excited just because this should have been the WrestleMania Night 1 main event, and no one could convince me otherwise. The fact they literally did not capitalize on this match for WrestleMania literally breaks my heart, and now we have to have it in Saudi, which to me...
Do you mean for last WrestleMania?
Yeah, the one in Dallas,
right,
the one that just passed because they wrestled at the Royal Rumble this year. Come on, Mike, get your...
I'm just making sure... No, I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
Okay, good. Obviously Brock's gonna win. This is most likely the last time we are gonna see him for the year because he won't be at Survivor Series, and this is the last premium live event before we hit Royal Rumble season. So Brock's obviously gonna win because why would he lose in Saudi when he's getting a big fat ass paycheck?
Okay, very interesting. Mike, Mr. Perfect, so in tune with WWE booking. Maybe this is a little bit different for this particular scenario. What are your thoughts, man? Because more times than not, you're right.
You're absolutely right on that. I am right most of the time. And I'm going to be right here. No, Kimmy's right. This is going to be a Brock Lesnar win. The thing with Saudi, though, that's kind of bizarre is it's kind of... Crown Jewel is to the WWE as the Pro Bowl is to the NFL. Is it important? Not really. Is it fun? Kinda. Do most of the people there wish they were somewhere else? Yes, they do. But we're here and it is canon. And I can see a scenario, actually, if this is the only thing Brock Lesnar does for a while, and the next thing that he does is not fight Bobby Lashley again, I can see the rationale behind giving Bobby Lashley a win here. But I do think Brock is going to stick around at least short term enough to where we get a payoff, because even though there was a Brock Bobby match technically before Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble match was really the first one that mattered. And this is the sequel to that. Again, like Kimmy said, it's way too late. They should have capitalized on it when it mattered more. But it's Saudi, you pull out the big guns, so you bring Brock back, assuming that you're going to have him win, and this is going to lead to a third rubber match. Is it next year WrestleMania? Is it Royal Rumble? Is it Survivor Series? Who knows? But I have never been shy about the fact that I'm not a fan of Rootin' Tootin' Brock. I don't like Cowboy Lesnar. It's not my thing. But the crowd does really seem to like him, and he is over. And him and Lashley I was happy with their Royal Rumble match. And I think I'm going to be happy with this match. So I do hope that Brock gets the win and we get that rubber match down the road. Not everything has to go to 3 matches, but this one just seems like the back and forth makes all the sense in the world. And it is Saudi. You do kind of have the biggest names get over in Saudi, including the match that nobody here is going to talk about. But the part-time players do tend to shine on this stage, and Brock is going to shine here.
Wow, very, very interesting. And again, we always go right to like who's going to win, man. But I think you explained it perfectly, Mike. It's like, hey, this could be a really fun, good match too. We'll see how this plays out. They had a solid match at Royal Rumble too, so I'm excited to see them get some time in the ring. Should be very interesting. And this is not my preferred style of wrestling either, and I'm still excited for it. Check into the comments real quick before we throw it to Wayne, excuse me. We'll talk about Roman. We'll talk about Wayne's the head of the table over there. That's why. SP Anderson in the chat, GM saying, I predict pain. That's very solid prediction. Darren Fisher in the chat from This Wolf the Band saying, hi, Rob. What's up, bro? Guys, let us know who you got. John Call. Oh, the comments are coming in. John saying, what up, man? Bubba John, welcome in. Let us know who you got. We're talking about Brock versus Bobby. And Kimmy, you got some fans here. I'm just here to show my support to everyone except Kimmy. Edmund, it's not nice. It's
Edmund's the worst. Wow. No, wait.
Edmund's my new favorite person. Edmund, I want to send you a cookie basket. Edmund,
subscribe on YouTube.
No, you can't do that because he gives me, we've gone through a lot. He gives me M&Ms at all of my work conventions, but he just likes to see me, timber down this little ego people think I have.
Yeah,
quotation marks.
Just there's no Kimmy. There's no AEW stars around trying to steal your hat or beat you up or anything. You're good over there, right?
Listen, I have a problem with Nyla Rose. Okay, we need to get this actually stated.
Do you really? Is this really who you want to start a fight with?
Yes, it is, because she assaulted me first. Okay, like, who do you think you are going up to my talent when I wasn't even there? You know, I was talking to my good friend Candice LeRae, and you want to provoke my talent. You're going to a convention that you're not even supposed to be at. She wasn't supposed to be there. She drove from Washington D.C. all the way to Baltimore to provoke my talent. That's how obsessed you are with the baddies and Jade. Maybe if you actually beat Jade, then I could take you seriously, but you didn't beat Jade. So beat Jade first, then maybe I'll let you do that. But you know, she inspired my Halloween costume because I was the baddie security guard, and I can't wait to see the baddies again in North Carolina on November the 26th when I work with them again at WrestleCade.
Wow.
This, by the way, this all cuts into her self-promo time at the end. I hope we're all on.
Okay, perfect. That. You know, I'm just booked for the rest of the year, Mike.
Thank you. Kimmy finally admitted it.
It's starting already.
Rob, will you throw it to Wayne, please, so he can.
I will, but Kimmy, I am proud of all the name drops. I'm so damn proud of you. Wayne, what do you think about this match, Brock versus Lashley?
You know, as a new guy, I'm going to, shake it up a little bit. I actually think, I think that Lashley is going to get the win. I don't see why Brock needs it. You know, I just feel that you look at the animosity with what Brock did costing him the belt. You look at that buildup. I feel like all of this is happening to make a Saudi match, you know what I mean? Just to have something on the book. Because like Mike talked about the Pro Bowl, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't really make sense, you know, but like we needed a big banger, heavy hitting match. I'm sure we'll talk about the other, massive one later. But I think Lashley gets it. I don't think it needs to go to a rubber match. I don't think Brock sticks around for long-term storytelling here. I think Lashley gets his revenge on Crown Jewel, and that's my pick. So probably wrong, but that's my justification behind it. So
no, man, this is the BCP, man. You're wearing that BCP shirt. Shameless promo available on tpublic.com. But we talk about Bob Culture Podcast. We got to go Bobby Lashley. Nice segue, because I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley as well. I think he's Kimmy shaking her head at me. That means I'm making.
I didn't like that segue. That segue was absolutely horrible.
Bad. You're not wrong. But I think I was reaching. I think Bobby Lashley takes this one. I think it makes more sense. You know, you're bringing in. I mean, maybe sense isn't the way to go here, but I think Bobby Lashley takes the win here. He defeats Brock. I don't think there's, like you said, any reason for Brock to win. He's in. I think he's out. Maybe we'll see him come Royal Rumble time, road to WrestleMania kind of deal. And I got you, Mike. And I just think it doesn't make sense. But again, like we said earlier, Brock does what Brock wants. I'm liking Bobby Lashley right now, and I think this would be kind of awesome. And I think it is going to be a solid match. And again, not my type of match per se, but I'm very excited for this one. Guys in the chat, let us know what you got. Mike, tell me why I'm wrong real quick. I saw you politely.
No, not telling you why you're wrong. It's just this. I wanted to bring this up in my original point, and I forgot to. My thing is, if Brock wins, we can keep going with Bobby and Brock. If Bobby wins, where does Bobby go? Is he challenging Roman? Like my issue is I'm having a hard time seeing where a dominant Bobby Lashley goes from here, if not directly to the title picture, which I would be all for. Bobby Lashley was recently on Sam Roberts' podcast, and he made me a big fan of Bobby Lashley. It was such a good interview, but he's coming off the U.S. title, which he lost to Seth Rollins. And
say that a little louder. I don't think the people heard you. Can you say it a little louder?
I'm sorry, I can't. I forgot what I said. But if he doesn't go now to the main event, where is he going? I feel like this is a very weird position where I feel like it almost hurts Bobby Lashley more to win, because I'm having a hard time seeing any significance in his next feud unless it's against Roman Reigns, which I would be fine with. I just don't believe that's where they're going. So that's something I wanted to bring up as far as why I made my pick. Him losing to Brock gives him something to do, get revenge on Brock. Him winning kind of buries that, and I don't see, he's in this weird, he's between upper mid card and main event. And I feel like he's sort of in a bit of a no man's land. It's a champagne problem to have. Is he really good or is he amazing? Like it's a good spot to be in, but the direction seems much more clear with him losing than with him winning. That's all I gotta say.
You know where he's not going to go? Back to the U.S. title picture, because my man is
No,
killing
because
it.
you're right, because he's above that.
No, because Rollins is just so good that he beat Bobby Lashley. Like
You'll never hear me say Rollins is bad, ever. Rollins is great. He just doesn't need to win. He doesn't need a belt.
Oh, okay.
Guys, please welcome to the chat real quick. Daniel Parker from Parker Kane Promotions. He's saying Lashley's going to win this one. Very interesting.
I take my applause back.
I'm just reading the comments real quick. Darren Fisher saying I got $10 on Nyla, going back to what we were talking about earlier. John Clark in the chat saying all the way Nyla will destroy Jade. Not what we're talking about here tonight, but we did bring it up, man. So we'll see what happens. And I thought it was nice that Nyla showed up at Baltimore Celeb Fest. She was very polite to everybody. We got pictures on it now. It was great. She got a free hat. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
She was polite to you. She beat me up, and then
as I filmed it, yeah.
No, and then you decided, instead of sticking up for one of your key pillars of the Bob Closure podcast, you decided to film it and then post it. So what type of person are you to not even defend me in my time of need?
When Nyla Rose is within striking distance, you back Nyla Rose.
Look, you got your goodest brothers there. We were not gonna step up.
Strongly written letter.
Yeah, so that's right. Very strongly written letter. Let's move on here, guys. We're having too much fun today. Kimmy, where do you want to go next? Since I was mean to you, or I didn't stick up for you.
Thank you so much. Well, usually I would go to a Seth Rollins match, but unfortunately he's too good to be on this card. He's above this card. So let's go to the steel cage match between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, you want to start out this one? Kimmy, tell us what you think.
Of course I do, because why not? So obviously, this is the match that in the last predictions cost me, because I decided to put a little bit too much faith in Drew McIntyre. But you know what? I heard he was a brilliant best man to Sheamus in their wedding this past weekend. So congratulations to Sheamus and Isabella on getting married.
Pictures came out great.
Oh, I know. Did you see Seth's blonde hair? I hope you really enjoy Seth's new blonde hair.
Gorgeous. I love it.
Thank you. So anyway, I think this is the one that Drew does win, and this does lead to a rubber match. Obviously, the steel cage, I would have rather that be the stipulation at Extreme Rules because it kept Scarlett out of the match. And I thought it made a little bit more sense because strap matches freaking suck. But I'm not booking WWE programming. But I'm going to pick Drew. And Drew, for the love of God, please make me win and not lose this time. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it's interesting going with Drew this time. I went with Kross last time because I'm like it just makes sense for Kross to win here. But again, like we run into this predicament, and we have all these rematches. We talked about Bobby and Brock. Now we're talking about this immediate rematch here. It's like does Kross have to win again? Like I really can't get a read on this one. I mean, you got the stipulation going on here. I think it's more about the stipulation in this one. You know what? I'm going to go Kross just to win again here and just drive Drew to. I'm trying just to make sense of this all, to make Drew angrier, be more dramatic in some of his actions that he's going to do. The cage should be very interesting. Maybe Scarlett somehow gets involved or gets some sort of foreign objects through the cage or helps Karrion Kross in some form or fashion. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this one, but I think it makes sense for Karrion Kross to win here. Wayne, what do you got?
So I would agree with you. I thought initially it would make sense for Kross to win. But, if you look at the buzz that's going around, Drew McIntyre is one of the short list to ultimately unseat Roman Reigns of his title. And so you got to ask yourself, what would a loss here do for that momentum? Like, how would you come back from that? So ultimately my choice is going to be for Drew to win the cage match. But I feel like you still need to keep Kross strong, and Kross needs to have something to do after this. So what does that look like? Maybe the Brawling Brutes come and they, kidnaps Scarlett from ringside. That distracts Cross. Cross, what the hell, turns around right into a Claymore. Drew wins. It's a clean win, but it's also a distracted win. Cross stays a beast. He goes on to feud with Sheamus. Drew goes on to the world title picture.
Okay. That makes sense. Mike, I see you thinking over there, bro.
No, this is why I hate going last. So
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I just dropped a new podcast where we gave our Crown Jewel predictions, and we also did the top 10 Intercontinental Champions of all time. So check that out. But I discussed, and I am exactly on pace with Wayne here. I don't necessarily see the Brawling Brutes interfering in this match, but I really want Karrion Kross versus Sheamus after this feud is done, because they are just going to beat the hell out of each other, and that's going to be amazing. As far as this match goes, so Kimmy, you have to understand, like, you made the perfect argument against yourself. Like, this is the reason why the steel cage match is not the first match, because in the first match, Scarlett gets involved. So now we need a reason to keep her from getting involved again, which is why the steel cage match is your second or your third or your blow off match. It's not your first match. Come on. You're better than that. But
thank you so much.
You're welcome. The way I see this going is I think Scarlett will try to get involved. The degree of her success is going to be varied. I see the mace coming back, whether she tries to spray him again directly, she gets in, or she throws the mace in to Cross. But this time, Drew McIntyre is ready for it. He's prepared because he ain't no dummy. Scarlett either ends up macing Karrion Kross or macing herself, and there's the distraction, and Drew gets the win. The thing is, Karrion Kross got his first important win against a main event player, Drew McIntyre. He is going to ultimately win this feud. And I know I've just said for 2 matches in a row that you don't need to go to a rubber match. And again, I'm predicting a rubber match, but Drew getting this win in a shenanigans sort of way, in a steel cage match, I'd like to see him escape the cage. I don't want to see him get a pin or a submission. I think he will probably get a pin, but if I'm booking it, I'm having Drew escape the cage, gets the win. That gives us our excuse for a third match in which Karrion Kross eventually goes over. But this is a loss that Karrion Kross can handle, because he's already gotten the win against Drew, and he's going to ultimately win the feud against Drew. So this is just a nice stepping stone in that path. And as I said on the previous podcast, Drew is the type of person that can slide up and down. He can handle a loss. He can go down the card. He can stay where he is. He can elevate himself at a moment's notice. This is not going to hurt him. I think Kross winning 2-0 against Drew, yes, it does say that we are putting a lot of faith and a lot of effort behind him. But as long as he comes out on top in the feud overall, he can lose this match and he'll be just fine.
I agree.
Yeah, Mike, you say so many things that make sense, man. It's hard.
It's so good, right?
Yeah. I really want to get to this one. Kimmy, try not to yell at me, but I want to talk about the Raw Women's Championship now. Bianca Belair, the champion, defending against Bayley in the last woman standing match. This could be really good. It might be the match I'm most excited for on this one. I kept saying, Bianca wins. I don't see Bayley winning at the last event. Bayley hadn't fought in a lot of matches. Now I'm kind of changing my tune a little bit. I think this is the one where, because you got that last man standing stipulation, I think we kind of talked about last time. I think, not to say like one should oppose the other, but I think Ronda, we were thinking was going to be like that long-standing champion going into Mania. And as we've talked about several times on the show, we need to see the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the bumps in the road for Bianca. She's been on top for so long, deservedly so. We've been so pro Bianca since Black and Gold NXT days. She's amazing, man. I feel like half the time they hold back her offense because she's so good until she gets the big matches, which we'll probably see on Saturday. But I think this is kind of like, and I don't think it has anything to do with the tag title, the women's tag team titles changing, but we did also talk about, like I said last time, I don't see them being that faction that gets all the gold. I fear that's like a rarefied air. I don't see Damage Control. Not to say they're not deserving of it. They're such great solo competitors. I think Bayley outsmarts Bianca Belair here. I think somehow keeping her down for 10 seconds. I think we're going to see something crafty, and I don't think she's driving out on a tractor or anything, but I think we're going to see something really crafty out of Bayley, and this is going to be a big moment in Bayley's career. I'd love Bianca to retain, but I think this is where Bayley outsmarts Bianca. Mike, I'll throw it to you, man, because I know you hate going last. Do you think the title changes?
I was hoping you're going to me. So here's the thing. Here's 3 things I'm really good at. I'm really good at playing poker. I'm really good at Madden football on PlayStation. And I'm really good at being wrong on Bianca Belair predictions. If I pick with her, she loses. If I pick against her, she wins. And that's just kind of the way it is. And I hate that. But I'm going to double down one more time. Notice I didn't say I was good at blackjack, but I'm going to double down one more time on Bayley. You had a stipulation in the last pay-per-view with the ladder that would be a perfect excuse for her to lose and stay protected. Last woman standing is even better for this situation. It's a great way to get Bianca to lose without taking a real loss. Here's the way I see it going down. I don't know what the finish is, but I know what the ultimate false finish is. Because what is Bianca more than anything else? She's strong. She's a beast. She can lift 2 women up and slam them. She can take a woman on her back and carry her upstairs. And the tried and true finish to a last man standing match is you get the hero down, and the way you beat him is you just bury him with the announce table, with chairs, with tables, with everything that you can. And there's so much on top of them that's the reason why they can't get up. And that's what they're going to do this time. Damage Control is going to get together, and they're going to, Alexa and Asuka will come out, and there will be hoopla. And eventually we get a 3-on-1, and they just bury everything they can on Bianca Belair. And that's going to be the end, right? Wrong, because Bianca Belair is the one person that can power out of all that. She's going to come up like Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, arising from the rubble, and she's going to come up, and we're going to go, oh my God, this is another amazing Bianca Belair comeback. And she's going to come back with something, a belt shot to the head, a DDT on a chair. Something is going to stop her comeback short. And this is finally the chance that Bayley is going to get to win and beat Bianca Belair. I see it eventually going into some other direction for a while, and we come back for WrestleMania. But for now, I think this is the opportunity to get it off of Bianca Belair while still protecting her character and making her look super duper strong. But if Bayley fails now, don't give me Bayley in the main event for another year. And I think that's stupid. So give her the belt now, give her some credibility. She's done nothing but lose and look a fool since she came back. And I think that's a giant mistake with her character.
Wow.
This is her time.
So my question is, though, Mike, do you think that WWE is going to do the last man standing buried rubble gimmick literally 2 times in a row to 2 of their biggest matches? Because that's how Brock lost to Roman with the tractor. You know,
but that's how
I understand
he
that
lost.
was the finish. No, I understand as a false finish. But do you think we're going to get that even as a false finish? You know, with the repetitive nature of what that would look like? Because I agree. I'm 100% on Bayley winning. I think the finish is going to be something hair related. I believe they're going to tie her hair down to something where she can't get up.
That's fun.
I believe
That's fun.
it's going to be hair related. I think you got to give it to Bayley, but I don't know about. I love Bianca's strength, and you're absolutely right. I just don't know about WWE hitting the rewind button on the same gimmick, even if it doesn't work. I don't know.
But I think that's why it works, because it's the red herring. It works because you're saying, oh my God, we just did this last month and we're going to do it again. And we're going to think it's the end, but it's her last hurrah. It's the last thing she comes up from. I also think it's going to happen because I already forgot that happened at the last man standing match. So
you're supposed to have a good memory.
I think
Wow.
honestly, before you guys start fighting, I think that we're kind of working together because we all picked Bayley. Correct me if I'm wrong. So far, Kimmy, I didn't forget you.
Yeah.
But
Damn
I
right,
think we're
better
working
not forget
together.
me.
Tyler in the chat saying Mike nailed that Bailey take. Yeah, he's good at this stuff, man. He knows what he's talking about. But Wayne,
So
very
good.
great contribution, saying the hair would be her kryptonite in this match, the source of her powers, right? The hair.
Yeah, forget my like hitting her with the title or something. I love the idea of tying her down with the hair. That is so brilliant. I forget that. I'm piggybacking off of Wayne. I'm sticking with my false finish, but I'm changing to Wayne's actual finish.
I think that's it. I think it's brilliant. We've covered all the possibilities, Kimmy. I'm so sorry. Are you going a different direction? Are you adding?
I am going a different direction.
Great, perfect.
Don't worry. I'm going different because originally, so I'll tell you a funny story. So Mike and I had like literally we agreed on every match, and I was like, "This is
how scary is that?"
Yeah. So I texted Phil, and I was like, we have a small issue here. He's like, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. We're ruining the gimmick. You don't get it. So then the end of Raw happened. And I was like, wait, I found it. I am disagreeing because I don't understand who thought. So first of all, I don't understand how you're going to have a tag team title match on Monday. You're going to have the same match on Saturday. But if you were going to change the titles, why you wouldn't wait till Saturday? Because like, what the hell? Like, what was the point? I'm not writing WWE's programming, but whatever. I'm going to tell you exactly why Bianca's going to win, because Damage Control, right? You know, they're all of them with the gold would make too much sense, right? Like you said, Rob, you don't want them to have all the gold, which is why eventually Alexa Bliss is going to turn on Asuka, and Alexa Bliss will eventually be the one to beat Bianca Belair in the twist of twist, because she's still kind of creepy. She's not, she's not out of this whole creepy Alexa Bliss, Lily type character. So you never really know. You can't really trust her. So this is why Bianca will win, because if you didn't put the title on Bailey at Extreme Rules when it made the most sense, why are you going to do it now?
I think it's interesting take. And I'm glad you're pushing back a little bit. It makes it more fun, Kimmy. I'll say this, and I think we should throw it to the women's tag match for sure at this point. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet on this one. I don't see the titles changing again, and then I'm just going to leave it at that. As far as what you said, Kimmy, Alexa, like, turning on Asuka, like, yeah, I guess they did win the gold, and that'd be a big twist, but it's kind of like I almost feel like everyone's kind of being paired together here, maybe because it's like the War Game Survivor Series is coming up.
Well, I'm not saying it's gonna happen right away.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna go through War Games,
sure,
and then eventually like Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Because the main problem is right now is like the Raw Women's division is stacked with so many people, and now that Sasha and Naomi are most likely coming back at Survivor Series, the SmackDown Women's division is very much lacking, which is why there's no one on the blue brand to face Ronda, which is a very good reason why she's not competing this weekend. And they didn't even try.
Did you not see Emma return? Like, come on.
I did. I knew that was gonna happen before, but that's not like exciting to me. Like, okay, cool. You didn't do anything in Impact anyway, so why do you think this is such a oh my god moment? Wow, your boyfriend works for the company.
Kimmy's not working with.
I've worked with her before, actually. I've worked with her twice. Don't you worry, Mike. Got that covered. Anyway, so here's the thing. They need help with the women's division, because if you're not going to put it on Bailey, who's it going to be? You're going to put it on Candice? You're going to pull the trigger that quickly? If it's not Alexa, if it's not Candice, who? And the same thing with Blue. Charlotte's coming back eventually. You're going to have that rematch. You're not going to put it on Charlotte. You're going to make Ronda win. Who are you putting the title on? You have no big star over there.
Okay.
They need help. And they don't know what they're doing with the women's division. Clearly, because they booked this match twice in the same freaking week for no reason, which is why the titles will not be changing hands. And if they do change hands this Saturday, I'm going to be so pissed off. Like, I'm literally going to be at work. I'm going to be like, why? Why, Triple H? What are you doing here, bro?
Wow, I was going to ask what your pick was, Kimmy, and very, very well said. I love your passion, especially for the women's division. A lot of really great talent, and I hope to see them used all to the utmost. Some stellar talent. Bianca, I mean, Candice we talked about. Io, I would love to see Io compete in singles, Dakota as well. We'll see. Wayne, what do you think about the women's tag team championships here?
This is going to just be kind of quick, because I do believe it's a really quick return match from Raw. I don't know whether they needed another match. I don't really see the necessity for it. Thinking if everything falls into place and Bailey wins the women's belt, I don't think you drop the belts that quick. I don't. I think they hold on to them. Once again, if Bailey does win the women's belt and then Damage Control took the tag titles, then you would have that faction of all the gold. And I don't think we need that. So I think they stay where they are. I think Alexa Bliss and Asuka keep the belts.
Mike, you have to go last sometimes, brother.
That's okay. This is the great time to go last. Nothing to talk about. They're retaining. I agree. If you're going to do a title switch, it would have made more sense to do it at Crown Jewel and give Alexa and Asuka that moment. It seemed weird to do it on Raw. I think they're going to retain. Nothing really much to say about that. Let's not waste time.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. And no disrespect to any of the competitors. I just think we just
no,
saw
it's
this
not.
match.
It's not one team's better than other. It's just booking. It doesn't make sense
and
to
they're all
play hot
great
potato
singles
with it.
competitors.
Yes. Yeah. No, there's no sense to play hot potato with it right now.
All right.
Can we go to the Judgment Day match? Because I got an interesting question for everybody, and I want to see where everybody's.
I'll let you take the lead on this one, and we have the obviously the OC, seeing the Good Brothers back. Am I allowed to call them that still? The Good Brothers back in WWE versus the Judgment Day. Wayne, I'll throw it to you. What do you think of these groups, and who's walking out with the dub?
Sure. So I believe that the OC is going to walk out with the W. That's my thing. But here's the kicker. Look at the problem Rhea Ripley has been. Right? She has been the low blow queen. She has been the person, the wild card is what they've called her. So I think the story inside the story of this match isn't so much the actual match itself. Who is the big surprise that OC debuts to deal with Rhea? I mean, Mia Yim, her contract's over in Impact. Like, you could see her pop up as the neutralizer with the OC against Rhea Ripley. But if you think about what women exist on the main roster now, we're not talking NXT call-ups. Like, who would fit into that original club character? A lot of people were throwing Charlotte's name around. I don't see her as that role. She's the queen. Like,
is the queen.
But the queen. There's no way she's playing that second fiddle. No offense to Rhea Ripley, but that's what she's, that step back right now. So I have two names, and I'm just curious to see where you guys fall with this. I'm thinking Shotzi would be perfect in that role just because of her character, her influence, her bubbliness. But we just did the repackage of Nikki Cross. Why don't we repackage Doudrop back to Piper Niven? And why don't we bring Doudrop into the original club to combat Rhea Ripley so that we have the 4-on-4 kind of moment?
I really like the Piper Niven pick. We don't usually say Doudrop here on the show that much. We loved Piper Niven. Not to say we still don't. Do we like the name Piper Niven a lot more than we like Doudrop? But I'm very high on Piper Niven for some time. I think that would be a very interesting pick. I'm actually okay with that one. Love Shotzi. I'm not sure about the fit there. But again, if they're like super face, that could be, like you said, fun. That's very interesting. Before we take it around the panel, who do you have winning this one, Wayne?
Oh, I have the OC winning because of whatever that revelation is. I think that puts them over the top.
Okay, I'll copy and paste. Cheers, everyone. Mike, what do you got?
I'm copy and pasting. I'm seeing this match ending with AJ Styles getting the pin over Dominic Mysterio to get revenge on his one-on-one match. If we were going to sow seeds of doubt within the Judgment Day, which is too soon because this is clearly someone or a faction that they plan on making a main event faction. But if we were going to sow some seeds of doubt, I would love to see AJ Styles get the pin over Damian Priest and then have a thing where Dominic Mysterio, spurred on by Rhea Ripley, is like, hey man, I beat AJ and you couldn't beat AJ, and there's your internal friction. I think it's too early for that. The thing that makes the most sense to me is AJ getting the pin over Dominic. He gets his win back while still protecting the overall feud, because eventually this ends with AJ versus Finn in a complete barn burner. I'm going to be super honest with you. I don't think we need to bring anybody in to neutralize Rhea. I kind of like the fact that Rhea is not neutralized. I like the fact that Rhea is treated as an equal amongst the men because she is an equal amongst the men. Give me freaking Carl Anderson versus Rhea Ripley. My money's on Rhea Ripley. Like, long shot. Give me Rhea Ripley versus Dominic. She slams everybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, Rhea Ripley is not someone that, like, we need a woman to deal with the woman. No. Rhea Ripley's Poppy, baby. And she is Poppy 100%. I kind of like that in a weird way. Yeah, this is Finn's group, but Rhea Ripley is the emerging star of this group. Yeah, completely. She's already completely controlling Dominic. She's not able to be controlled herself, which I love seeing a woman presented in that faction within a men's stable. It was the Four Horsemen and Miss Elizabeth and Woman. It was, there was RTC and it was Ivory supporting Val Venus and CV Richards.
All right, let me ask you this, Mike. Do you agree then, if we don't need the neutralization then, are we at least going to see the old Road Dogg China like cup gimmick? You know what I mean? She hits the low blow, cup in the trunks, Luke Gallows, something like that. Is that
I can totally see that. I want her to be presented because same thing. China Intercontinental Champion. Just missed my list for top Intercontinental champions, but no shameless plugs here. Rhea Ripley is absolutely on that China level as far as you can throw her into. I don't know if WWE wants to start getting back into intergender matches, but if they did, even over people like Nia Jax and Beth Phoenix and Karma and other super strong women that they've been presented before, there has never, in my opinion, been a female presented as dominant on an even playing field as Rhea Ripley, because Charlotte's my queen. Charlotte, I stand for her, but Rhea is on a different kind of level as far as, if anything, the OC needs to bring in another dude to take care of Rhea, because I can't think of anyone. I'm sorry, Piper Niven, Dewdrop, whatever you want to go by. I'm betting on Rhea 100% of the time. Shotzi, I'm betting on Rhea 100% of the time. Nikki Cross, back to Psycho Nikki, I'm still betting on Rhea. There is nobody on a mid-card level, to me, that touches the dominance of Rhea Ripley.
Wow.
Well put. No, I agree.
Mike's so in touch with this stuff, man. Yeah, and Rhea is actually absolutely killing it. We talk a lot of the indie talent on the show, big, pillar here, the BCP. And, I always ask everyone, like, hey, how do you feel about, like, the intergender thing? And to them, a lot of the answers we get, because I'm not a wrestler, obviously close to a lot of wrestlers, is like, hey, we train with the guys, we train with the girls. Like, it's another day at the office for us. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just love what Rhea's doing right now. And I like where your head's at, Mike. I'm not going to lie. I don't want someone to come outshine Rhea in any form or fashion. I kind of want to see Rhea keep. I don't want to know what's next. I'm very excited for this. So I think you said it perfectly. She's outshining the group right now. Kimmy,
she is.
I saw you shaking your head. I don't know if it's just because Mike was talking and you're obligated contractually to disagree with him at all times here at the BCP. What are your thoughts at this one?
I feel like no one's really thinking, truthfully.
That's fair. We're all old and tired, so.
Like let's think of this realistically. Which female would want revenge on the Judgment Day? Well, it seems to be. Oh my God, Mike, you're so smart.
You notice I already mentioned Beth Phoenix and I said she was inferior.
Yeah, but you see what they could do if I was WWE. What happened last Royal Rumble? Oh yeah, Edge and Beth Phoenix teamed up in a mixed tag team match against Miz and Maurice. So what if we start to build to that match and Beth comes out and it could be Beth and Edge versus Dominic and Rhea?
What does that have to do with this match?
Because Beth is going to come out in Saudi.
Beth's coming out in Saudi.
Yeah.
All right. We're not thinking because Beth's coming out in Saudi. Let's play that back on Saturday evening.
Hey, if Beth comes out in Saudi, though, we'll see.
I'll bet $50 right now Beth doesn't come out at Saudi.
Okay, so do you want to pay the $50 you owe me from the last podcast when you said that the Good Brothers
man.
weren't going to come back
We'll
and they did?
square this up
Or
after.
that
I never
Sarah
bet money
Logan
on
was
that.
not going to come back to WWE either, and you know what? She did. So it looks like I've been right on return, so I wouldn't be doubting me if I were you. Anyway, so obviously the OC is going to win because I don't think Anderson would try to do this whole thing with New Japan and his never open championship if he wasn't getting paid a huge-ass paycheck. Obviously the OC is going to win.
Wow, there it is.
Mike, I'll be expecting my $50 in PayPal.
Always a
Saturday
hero.
night.
Someone get Kimmy in
0%
also.
chance. 0% chance Beth Phoenix shows up at Crown Jewel.
Well.
0.
Okay.
Kimmy saying Carl Anderson going to the pay window. We shall certainly see what happens on Saturday. Johnny Burke, welcome in the chat. So good to see you. Let us know who you got because we're going to talk about, let's go Omos versus Braun Strowman. Another heavy hitter right here. Are we just going for the spectacle? Are we going for, because you got to think about Braun. Didn't he win the greatest Royal Rumble and have that green belt?
He did.
Does Braun win here? Does a loss here take away from that particular win or his comeback? Does Omos desperately need a win here? I'm not sure which way to go. I feel like Braun might be the obvious answer because of the return and the experience and the accolades. They've dropped the ball on Braun a few times in the past. Let's throw it to Mike because he doesn't like to go last.
I sure don't.
Of course, let him go, and then let Kimmy go last all the time. I see.
I was gonna go to you
Rob,
next.
I see where you're at.
We'll let Kimmy go after Mike. We don't want any animosity of him.
Oh, of course not. That's why people watch the show.
Sure. She also kicked off the show, but that's okay. Braun versus Omos. I don't think anyone is super excited for this match, myself included. It's two big guys going against each other. It's fine. I understand why Kimmy's not excited for this match. Kimmy is, I believe, 3 feet 9 inches tall, and these are two very, very large men. And Kimmy is very tiny, and she's afraid of them, and it makes total sense. No, it's actually being afraid of giants is an actual condition. I don't know if you know that, and Kimmy has it. It's called fee-fi phobia, and she has it, and this match scares her to death, and I get it, but Kimmy, don't worry. It's going to be a short match. Neither of these guys can go for very long and be productive. Braun Strowman's going to get the win because why on earth do you bring him back? Just have him lose some like Omos. MVP is wasting his time and his talent with Omos. Omos is a very nice guy, but there's no reason for him to win. Braun Strowman, I assumed, was being brought back to face Roman. That didn't happen. If we have him lose now to Omos, it's like, why do we bring him back at all? I can't see them throwing in the towel that fast. Braun Strowman wins.
Going with Braun. Kimmy with the slow clap. She's not playing along, Mike. She ain't playing your games. What do you got, Kimmy?
You're lucky I have to be quiet right now, or else my 3 roommates in the living room will kill me. However, you say that I'm 3 feet 9, buddy. I'm 5'1.5". So let's get that perfectly clear. You don't even have your facts straight. Second of all, you have to understand one of the last talents I worked with was 7 foot tall. His name was Kevin Nash. Was I scared of him? No. I work with big stars. So how can I be scared?
I will post receipts of the chat of you being terrified of Kevin Nash.
For the record,
so
I was scared of Kevin Nash. So
as you should be. Fee-fi phobia.
But then, right? If I was scared of Kevin Nash, I wasn't scared of Nyla Rose. I was the one who was protecting my talent again, and then Nyla Rose provoked me.
What's your pick on this match, Kimmy?
I picked Braun Strowman. Why don't you stop? You see, you have to always keep attacking me for no reason. Why? What does my height have to do with this match? What do my personal genetics have to do with this match?
Because you're small and you're afraid of giants.
I'm not. You're spreading false information.
There's a clinical diagnosis, and you have it.
A clinical diagnosis? Is there a clinical diagnosis for how stupid you sound right now?
Oh boy, is that Kimmy? Why? I'll have to diffuse this. We're gonna put you guys on different brands. Kimmy,
chippy.
what? Why do you think Braun? I'm sorry.
I think Braun's going to win because the thing that Mike has not stated is that the social media presence for Braun Strowman has been astronomical numbers. The videos on YouTube, he's gotten over, I believe it's 2 million views on every single clip that they show of Braun Strowman. So they would want to capitalize on the social media numbers because the demographic for sports, Mike, is 18 to 34 age range. And that age range is the people who use social media, which means they're going to capitalize on the social media numbers.
So
to make
Logan
sure
Paul
wins.
is going to beat Roman Reigns then?
No, he's not. That has nothing.
But that's social media.
It's a different argument. You know what? That's why Jake Paul.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't like you.
I'm sorry that I point out very obvious flaws in your logic.
I'll reel it in here, Kimmy. I do like that you were thinking with numbers. I do like. I like.
Thank you so much.
Mindset.
At least someone appreciates my research, unlike some people.
Well, I'm calling it down. Trying my best here. Keep control. Inmates are running the asylum at this point, but I'm used to that. But,
he's on his phone. He's not even paying attention.
So,
that's rude.
I'm looking up followers for Roman Reigns and for Logan.
Oh boy. But I like that you're thinking in terms of numbers. Like, hey, for this particular match, this would be the best business decision because I'm having a hard time picking. Wayne, help me out here.
I'm not going to help you out because I have nobody winning this match, including the fans. I have this match being a double DQ, being a thrown out match. I have MVP getting involved. I have two massive monsters beating the hell out of each other to a double count out. I don't think anything gets solved here. I think you have Braun do his train through a barricade. Nobody can answer the 10 count. I don't see anybody walking out with the win here because I don't see almost taking a loss. It totally nullifies him. As big as he is, as strong as he is, he's taken too many losses in times that it matters. Braun taking a loss would be absolutely ridiculous. You bring him back to all this fanfare. You let him throw around some mid-carders. Now he's got that challenge, that excitement. I don't think either man could lose this. I've been thinking double DQ from the beginning, MVP involvement. Nobody answers the bell. They just fight off in the hell. They fight right back to the airport. Like, I have no idea.
I hate to just be like, you're right, and that's what I'm going with that answer, man, but it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, man. That is the unique pick. That makes so much sense. It continues it. There's going to have some big announce table spot, something legal. You get that 10 count on the outside. I'm gonna steal your answer, Wayne. I'm gonna give you all the credit for it, man, because I think you're right, man. I'm gonna go and Wayne put it perfectly. I think this is the I'm gonna go with the draw, the double count out. This is gonna continue on because I don't see an L really propelling anyone or any sort of storyline here. I think you said it perfectly.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
It was very good.
Now, speaking of giving somebody credit, Mike, your fee-fi phobia thing, I run a dad joke TikTok page and absolutely dying. So
steal it.
Yeah,
if you
me and Ralph may have to work that in sometime. So that's cool.
I think Ralph could deliver that line.
Oh, absolutely, Ralph. Yeah, because he delivers it in my voice. Because my whole gimmick is bad ventriloquism and perfect. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk, Let's talk about the undisputed tag team championship, the Brawling Brutes versus the champions, the Usos, being very Usy. Real quick, segment was brilliant, man. Segment was brilliant. I love it because we weren't expecting it. Like, we've seen them, trying not to break in the past. We've seen, Sammy kind of making them laugh here and there or turn their heads. But this, you could almost feel it during the whole segment. And it was a serious segment, too, with a little bit of that, Sammy comedy. And just seeing them break before they even got to the Uzi part, almost like they anticipated it. Or, maybe they broke in rehearsal. I don't know. But it was such a Saturday Night Live, especially when the crowd noise, when they just kind of stopped and the crowd noise just went up and everyone's clapping. I'm like, this was kind of a cool moment. Maybe some of the older guys will be like, no, you killed the moment. You killed the story. Yada, yada. I don't know. I didn't feel that way, man. I like that fourth wall stuff a lot, man. I thought it was different, man. I thought it was different. Like you always say, Mike, sometimes you need silly, man. And I thought that was just
silly's good.
Great
good,
moment.
Silly fun.
I don't see the Usos.
Silly sells.
Yeah, it was
silly
great.
sells.
It was great. And hopefully they don't now try to do that. Like, let it all be organic. You know, let
Organic.
it just play the way it plays. If someone breaks, like, let them do it. Don't force this or anything like that. So we'll see. Sammy's brilliant. How many times have we said it since his Mania match with Knoxville and all those? Like, he makes everything work. That being said, there's no way the Usos lose here. There's no way. We just talked to Alpha Jr. Shameless promo, the last match musical. I want to shout that out. That's going to be November 14th in Jersey City. 2 shows again. We're talking wrestling musical. Yes, that's right, a wrestling musical. Saw the last 2 shows, phenomenal. I'll be there again on the 14th. Alpha Jr. will be there. Got to shout out the Vicious One. She did a great job in that. Matt Cardona will be there. Playing Alexander Swagger. He knocked it out of the park. Kimmy, if you and Pops can get out there, you're in Jersey. Wayne, you're in Jersey. It's a great night out. Highly recommend it. That being said, shameless promo. We talked to Alpha Jr. and I asked him, I'm like, hey man, a lot going on with this bloodline. Are we gonna see, maybe all y'all show up at Mania or something like that? He just worked with WWE for A&E. He's had some. Rikishi and I think Foley came to his school for a documentary. They're doing a Samoan Dynasty documentary. There's a lot of going on here. I'm excited. We got the Rock rumors coming in. I'm excited to see more of this bloodline stuff. Why is Sammy there and why is it so good? I don't know. But the Usos ain't leaving here, right, Wayne?
No, absolutely not. The Usos, it's like one of those things where everybody wants to believe like this is the time, but it's going to just continue. Like, I don't know who is finally going to take the straps off of them. I don't know if they're going to surpass the New Day. I don't know if the New Day is going to get it before they do. Like, I'm not sure what that looks like, but I'm pretty sure that the Usos leave Saudi with a full duffel bag of titles and still feeling very Usy about their championship reign. Absolutely.
We the ones. Kimmy, what do you got?
I think one thing Papa H desperately needs to fix is the tag team division, because there is no tag team whatsoever on the roster right now that could beat them. I think either he needs to, I don't even know, call up some people from NXT, form some tag teams. I don't know how to fix it, but obviously the Usos are going to win.
Obviously the Usos are going to win. Mike, there's no way you're going a different direction here.
No, I've got the Usos winning too. On my podcast, Luke actually made a great argument for why the Brawling Brutes can win this match by DQ or countout, and therefore not get the title and start to sow the seeds of dissension within the bloodline. I won't steal his thunder. Y'all can listen to it about that. We both agree that Usos are leaving Saudi as champs. He's actually picking against them. He thinks they're going to lose by DQ or something. I think they're going to win clean. I agree with Kimmy. There's nobody on their level in the tag team division right now. Part of that is straight up talent. The other part of it's booking. Both need to be changed. But the Usos are in a class of their own right now, and they're not dropping the belts in Saudi.
Yeah. Usos retain. And I believe, Kimmy, if I'm correct, this was main event time, right?
Correct.
Thank you. John Perry in the chat saying your new champion will be Logan Paul. I don't know, bro. I don't know if any of us are going Logan Paul whatsoever. I don't know. Yeah, he's got great social media numbers like we were talking about earlier, but I don't know if he's necessarily connecting, I guess is the word. Or like we always say, it's not even like a we want to root for you, or like Bill always says, damn you. Like what and why? Like a couple matches and why? Like the main, like we know why, but like why the main event? Like even Roman said it. It's just like, oh, John Perry said Logan Paul has his brother in his corner. I don't know about that. That would be interesting.
It does. It was reported.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, he is.
PW Insider yesterday.
Well, thank you, John, for letting me know. I'm not aware of that. So very, very interesting. Certainly changes things. We talk about, all that one punch that all it takes is one thing. I wasn't really buying into that. Like I get it with like the pins and stuff in the hands, and they're really selling it. It's different. It's very wrestling. But I'm not believing it. Even if you prove me wrong, it's like, what is this accomplishing? Yeah, Roman. I don't even need to say anything else. Roman Reigns. He's your tribal chief. He's the head of the table. Just like Kimmy over at the So Cool Residence. Kimmy, what do you got?
We don't eat dinner together. We don't eat at a table. So I eat dinner by myself. So
Aw.
So you're the head of it
We just
by
said the head,
default.
yeah.
The head of
I
your
mean,
table. That's right.
by
The head of your-
default.
Our
But
table's
that's
round,
kind of
so yeah.
but that's kind of depressing. Anyway, I feel like the reason they did this match was because they tried to do a huge main event in Saudi. And obviously I think there were other contenders that they wanted Roman to face, but maybe things just didn't work out. Like I feel like if things worked the way they were supposed to, maybe this was supposed to be Cody's spot, but obviously Cody's hurt, or maybe this was Cody and Randy. If Cody was going to win the title at SummerSlam, however it was going to work out, I have no idea, nor do I care. I understand, like, from, like I said, social media numbers, and Mike, I don't need for you to give me the facts. I honestly don't care. So stop
I've looked
smirking
them
and
up.
looking at your phone. I don't care. But I think Logan Paul is a huge international star. Obviously, all the stuff that the Paul brothers do on TikTok, their podcast, they do appeal to a younger audience. So, oh my God, that's a name. I want to tune in. Obviously, now that Jake is in Logan's corner after his huge fight last week, that's more of a reason to tune in. But there's no way Roman is winning. I've been impressed with what Logan has done. I feel like he is more dedicated. I know that he had especially requested to train with Shawn Michaels, and Michaels did that for him. And Shawn just doesn't get in there with anybody. So the fact that he did it for Logan is kind of a big deal. So I think Logan is really dedicated. I thought his match at SummerSlam was better than I expected. And I say the same thing what he did at Mania. I think that he's really channeling in. And, you know, he did make the decision to sign for more dates. No one pressured him to do that. That was his own decision. But obviously Roman's going to win. There's no way he's losing that title before WrestleMania 39 in LA.
Very well said, as always. Good as sister. Mike, do you want to take us home, or do you want to go next?
I think he should go last.
I'll go last.
All right.
Good.
Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more you can say that hasn't been said about this match. I mean, you know, I see the Logan Paul, like everyone said, you know, you understand you get a big name in there. It piques interest even within, you know, people who are not your casual wrestling fan. You hear about, you know, this is happening overseas, you know, it's happening in Saudi. You got the Paul brothers involved. I want to tune in. Maybe you got Peacock free with Comcast, whatever. You're going to watch it. But at the end of the day, whether it's one punch or whatever, it's not happening. Like, I don't know how. I don't know whether it's going to be clean, whether it's going to be Sammy or Heyman or whatever. But Reigns walks out with the belt, and not just the belt, but a clean win, or a definitive win over Logan Paul. Like, I don't see it any other way. Just, I'm with Kimmy. It's not happening before WrestleMania. Like, it's just, you can't, you know?
It's the safe bet. That used to be my dating profile. Mike, what do you think about this when you go in a different direction?
Not going in a different direction. It is going to be Roman Reigns. I do want to say this whole like one punch, I can knock you out in one punch, and that's all it takes. Very copy paste from John Cena at SummerSlam. All it takes is 3 seconds. I don't got to be better than you overall. I just got to be better than 3 seconds. And the whole time he was doing that, I was going, that is the weakest argument I've ever heard John Cena make. And it's the same thing with Logan Paul. Like, I get why we're doing it. It's a puncher's chance. It's Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Maybe one punch and all he's got to do is be down for 3 seconds, blah, blah, blah. But look, there is no way that Logan Paul and Jake Paul are going to be better than Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn. If he makes the trip, he's got issues with Saudi. So I don't know if he'll be there or not. But regardless, there's just no way this happens. But to tie it all back in full circle, what I said in the beginning, where this is kind of the Pro Bowl, and that's the reason why I have no problem with Logan Paul in this spot. As Kimmy said, he over-delivered in the 2 spots that he had before. So he's shown that he can put on a good match. Roman Reigns was not going to lose this match no matter what the circumstances were. You were not going to have Roman Reigns be a 2-year champion and then drop it at Crown Jewel at 4:30 on a Saturday afternoon. It's just not happening. It could be a 30-man rumble with his title on the line. I wonder if they've ever thought to do that. But if that happened, he would win this thing. So given the fact that Roman Reigns is going to beat anybody that he's against, Why not give it to Logan Paul? Why not give it to someone who has 30 million followers between Instagram and Twitter, which, by the way, Kimmy is 3 times more than Roman Reigns has. But given all of that, there's no reason not. It's fun. It's fun. It's what if some crazy thing could happen? If ever there was a time you were going to give Logan Paul a title match, this is the time. Let it be good. It'll exceed our expectations. Roman Reigns absolutely wins clean. I would be shocked if he required cheap interference like the way he was winning at the beginning of his title reign against people like Kevin Owens and Jey Uso and stuff. That's not going to happen. Roman Reigns is going to win clean, but it's going to be a better match than most people expect.
Yeah, I think you're right about the match being really, really good.
Of course I'm right.
As usual, Mr. Perfect here. Logan Paul, a heck of an athlete for sure. Roman Reigns, top of his game right now. Should be a interesting match. Should be a very interesting event on Saturday, guys. Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you for making the time. Shameless promo again. I want to shout out Contest of Champions. I'll put up the official graphic instead of holding up this flyer here. Got plenty of flyers for you guys. There we go. Boom. There's the graphic. Contest of Champions, where heroes gather Saturday, December 3rd. Standalone wrestling. We have the Fan Fest. We have the camp for up-and-coming wrestlers. There's even a camp for commentators. And then we have the show. Sting will be there. We got Cardona will be there. Brian Myers. It's going to be a great day. December 3rd, shameless promo. And again, shout out Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. We appreciate you guys so much for sponsoring the show. Let's throw it to Kimmy because she has a long list of accolades. I think she's like an unofficial baddie now. I don't even know like who's coming after her at the next convention because we certainly can't protect her.
So I'm only gonna say one thing because I don't want to go through the whole list. So I'm only gonna say one thing. It's actually an announcement that kind of just got made official. Mike knows what it is already because I told him 2 hours ago. So December 2nd, oh my God, there will be a Rider wrestling match at the Cure Arena against Penn State, and somebody, I don't know who, might be directing that little thing.
Is it you, Kimmy?
I think it is.
Congrats!
Yeah, it is me. Yay.
Well deserved. Kimmy's killing it out there. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they
That's
just
ESPN.
It's ESPN, by the way.
That's a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
Congrats.
I mean, they just shouted me out the other day. They were like, so yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Congrats. And you're working hard and you're putting in the work and you know what you want to do. And we're very proud of you, Kimmy. Keep killing it. When you stop answering my messages, I'll know. I'm like, all right, she's signed. So usually
which will be never. I answer people in 0.2 seconds. I have a reputation that if I don't answer somebody in 5 minutes, they think I'm dead. It's very true. You can ask any of my personal friends. They're like, oh my God, Kimmy died. She didn't answer me in 5 minutes.
Yes,
I'm like,
be safe out there. And you know what? Hopefully we'll see you in Baltimore because, was it February 6th? Trish Stratus, the headliner, Baltimore.
That is not the date.
Is it? Wait, is that February 6th?
No, it's not. It's February 3rd.
February 3rd. Baltimore.
Right? No, it's
even sooner.
Oh wait, no, it's 5th.
It's the 5th. Yeah, it's the 5th.
Early February. It's the
early February.
Oh boy, Wayne, save us here, man.
February 5th, Baltimore Celeb Fest 6. We have Trish Stratus, we have Christian Cage, and we have baseball stars. We have more celebrities to come. So if you want to get your tickets, you should go to BaltimoreCelebFest.com because there's more guests to be announced. This is going to be the biggest one yet because we are in a new venue. It is bigger. There is more parking, and I'll be there.
There you go. Can't wait. That's gonna be awesome. And Kimmy, you gonna be at Rampage tomorrow, AC, or no?
No.
All right. Well, them BCP boys will be there. So guys, we'll try to. There it is. I got you guys. Really, no one. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
I didn't know where I was with you.
Wayne, I hear you have a pretty awesome TikTok. TikToks are good too, but TikTok.
Really?
Where can everyone follow you, man? On social, you have a great social media presence.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. So it's the Key Nation, KEEH, and then Nation. I've been rocking that for a while. It's just the people who supported me. So you could find me at Key Nation on TikTok and Key Nation on Twitter. I'm just Wayne Ray Keener on Facebook, so you can catch me from this. But I don't know if I'm legally allowed to do this, but I do work for our wireless Delran. I sell cell phones. I work for Verizon. So if anybody's in the Delran area, you need to upgrade your phone, you want to switch from whatever carrier you have over to the nation's biggest 5G network, come on and see me. I'll give you, hook you up. So, but I really appreciate this, and I hope I get invited to do it again because I really like talking wrestling with like-minded people, and this was very fun. So thank all three of you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Wayne. Hell of a debut. And let's take it. You know what? Before we throw it to Mueller, shameless promo. While you guys are all watching, hope you enjoy the BCP. You know, go over to iTunes, give us 5 stars. It's not iTunes anymore. I'm sold. Apple Podcast. Give us 5 stars. Subscribe on YouTube. We just had a great, rare interview with both Tasha Steeles and Deanna Perazzo. Check that out. It's awesome. But also check out a podcast called Sweet Chin Musings, I think it's called, Mike.
Absolutely. Very smart, by the way, to get that in, Rob, before I give my thing, because we all know they're here to hear me. But yes,
I don't think they are.
Sweet Chin
They're here
Musings
for me.
At all the places that you can listen to your favorite podcasts. Find us on Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings. Find us on Twitter at Sweet Chin Musings without the I in chin because my tagline was too long. You can also see me and Kimmy duke it out in paper form or digital form, I guess, on the Bob Culture podcast. We've got the Mike versus Kimmy thing. I'm 1-0 right now.
That would be the
I'm
pop
nervous
break.
about
You're messing up your
the
own.
popbreak.com with me and Kimmy, and it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with it. Other than that, I'm just kind of working and paying the bills and doing what I can. Can't wait to get out to the East Coast to visit all you guys and see some wonderful wrestling action. I do want to throw one quick thing out for, I want to say it's City Championship Wrestling that's having a show in the Metro Detroit area, actually at Lance Cruz, where my boy Rhino is going to be in the main event doing some tag team action. Love Rhino, a Detroit hometown guy. Very excited about that. That's this Friday. I'm going to be there. I'm going to hope to maybe score my first pro wrestler interview. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, just trying to get out there, have some fun. I'm inspired by all you guys and the amazing work that you do. And as always, Rob, once again, it's an honor for you to have me. So thank you so much.
It really is. His rate goes up every time. He's the only one who gets paid. And guys, as we always say,
you pay him?
As we always say,
you're not getting paid.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's like we always say here on the BC.
Over me?
Everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.